All right, we are live. Good evening, everyone. I'm going to have a great subject here to talk about, but it's commercial time. No matter how many times, I love that. I love that posting. I mean, that video. Hey, I wanted to talk real quick. I didn't get a chance to. Is I had a subject today that I felt was important, and this is for people that are still up at night. And it's about the hiring process. I had a hard day today with 2 candidates, and it's hard right now because people, you got to show empathy. You really got to put yourself in their shoes. So why I tell you this, if you're a hiring manager or staffing person that's doing the recruiting, reverse your roles a little bit. Turn yourself around and what it feels like, especially now, to be in their shoes. Hear me out on this, okay? So the hiring process was great, right? You know, you need that person for a new job. It could be production supervisor, let's just say. So now you got to make up that great job description, right? This is the process, how it should work. So now, boom, you post it. You know, you have your database that you can search also, but you have everybody on their jobs posting. The next night, you know, come to work in the morning, boom, there they are. So you start going through this, whether you're utilizing Indeed, Career Builder, or video resumes that we offer, boom. Now you talk to the people. You start reaching out, ones that you really feel that you want to talk to. So now this is day 2 or 3. Finally get a hold of them. You're scheduling them. Okay, great. Okay, when can you come in? Set your schedules up, right? So that could take up to 4 or 5 days. Let's just assume, right? Hey, Bob, how you doing? So 4 to 5 days have gone by now. You've picked out, let's just say, 5 to 7 people. Hey, Jenny, how you doing? We got Bob and Jenny. How you doing? And Bob. So you have 5 to 7 candidates that you've chosen, okay? And you know who you really kind of are leaning towards, but you have to schedule everybody in. So now you start the process, right? You might be taking a day off. That could hold it up, okay? What's happening now is you do all the interviews. You've had it set up. Now it's like 7, 8 days, let's just say. Now you want to bring the second person back. You want to bring two or 3 people back for second interviews. Now, what you should do right there is stop. This is the time to really make a difference and just stop. Follow up with the candidates that you didn't choose because either they didn't qualify or they didn't fit the needs that you're looking for. So reach back out to them now. Do that. Because you've already set that 1 week, and it could be 7 days, 8 days, right? Again, reverse your role. Because if you lose your job, do you remember what it's like to get that phone call and watch your phone? Did somebody call? Did they call? My interview went well. Think of that as the person if you're working right now, okay? So now you scheduled your second interview process. Now you're bringing all the people back. You know, you're excited, trying to get them scheduled back. Okay, that could be another day or 2. Meanwhile, if you don't reach out to those other candidates, now you got a bunch of emails coming in. Hey, it was just following up. You know, it's following up. How's everything going? And some people just put that off. They just won't even respond back because they don't want to. They don't want to have that discussion. And we've talked about that before. I wish I would have made a lot of different decisions couple of years back, even months and months ago, think of yourself in that role again. So now you have your second people back talking to them. You have your hiring manager and everybody, okay, I think we're going to go with Susie Q. Let's just say, we're going to go with her. Okay. You offer her the job. You've done the background checks. That's another couple days. And, you got to set her up drug screen. Okay. Did you notify the other 2 or 3 that you did the second interview? Because that's what you should do. Okay. Because now Susie Q's got to give 2-week notice. So now you're talking almost into a month. All right. Close to it. 3 to 4 weeks. Easy. Follow up with the candidates to let them know, because it's hard. I had to have 2 discussions today, which I did not enjoy. They don't understand. Some candidates don't understand right now why. Why didn't I get it? Listen, I would love to be able to give that answer of for a direct hire position of why they didn't hire you, but it's hard. It's hard for companies because they just don't want to say things to you, and I get it. It's in corporations, and you got to watch what you say. But what I'm asking you here tonight is if you are an HR manager and if you're a hiring manager, because for staffing, which we do is a direct hire, is now you've invested all this time into that candidate, okay? The job description all of a sudden doesn't match what it says it is when you've hired Susie Q, okay? It happens. It happened. I didn't know that. She didn't know that. Didn't say it in the job description. You see what I'm saying? So really, now she leaves. She leaves. Okay, now you got to start over again. Now hopefully you're going to call back the people that you just really had that you liked. But if you didn't notify them and really give them an explanation, say, listen, we didn't choose you, but please, we'll keep you on file. That's a favorite word, but nobody follows up on that. And talk to them like human, empathy, not just a number, empathy. Tell them why. Because they're going to come back. Because what happened today, you're right, Bob, you've been there. What happened to me today is I don't want to happen. Because I find myself trying to say, what did I do wrong? And I think what it comes down to is when you're doing your direct hires, you need to be straightforward with your customers. If you hire me, for example, to find you a position, I need to know what the hiring process is. If you're telling me that I'm going to send you 4 candidates, I send you 4, right? I send you 4 candidates. I have those candidates calling me every other day, 3 to 4 days. And they're right. They should. Did you hear anything, Dave? I have them texting me. Did you hear anything? No, I haven't. I follow up an email. You don't hear nothing. Then you don't hear nothing again. Now you got to go back. You got to tell the candidate that, exactly, Bob, ghosted. So now you got to go back and tell the candidate, I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? It's a discussion that you need to have with your staff. And I'm trying to even change myself because, again, reverse yourself, because it can happen to you. You can have 15, 20 years at a company and it can happen to you. Think of that, because now some of these people, listen, I've talked to the ones they're angry. They know the company's name. That just makes your reputation not as well. Just put it that way. And Jenny says, it doesn't happen in Western Australia. Well, that's good, Jenny. Hey, we need you to come over here. But seriously, take accountability of your hiring process. I'm going to let you go. Bob, I'm going to reach out to you tomorrow. Bob just did a video resume, and we're trying to get him a position. But reverse yourself on the role when you're doing the hiring process. Speed it up. Don't wait all that time, because you're going to lose the candidates. So you need to be upfront and honest. Okay, well, I'm going to interview starting next week. Don't do that. Don't post the job. If you're not going to interview for another week or 2 after, don't. It's not working. Hey, Steve, how you doing? How you doing, Steve? Post the job. And then if you do fill the job, take the job off. You know what's going to happen when you remove that job post? You're going to stop a lot. You're going to go like this. You're going to go, wow. You're going to have people like myself and other staff companies saying, here we go again. Hey, I noticed that you've had a job posting, la-di-da-di-da, for the last 30 days. Can we help you? Then you reply back and you'll get phone calls. No, it's been filled. Well, then take it off the job board. You know, and there you go, Jack. You're right. Waiting is a bad idea. It's a bad idea. Today, you cannot do that right now. I'm not saying it's anything different, but it is with COVID, everything. People are on edge. You have people that are really struggling, that want the job. They're really qualified, and you make them wait for 2 weeks. There's no excuse. I'm sorry. No excuse at all. I don't care. You could sit here and comment and give me every excuse in the book about, well, we couldn't get a hold of this person. Well, John's not in today to make the decision. We'll find somebody that can. Did John interview the person? No. Find the person that did it. Call them up on the phone and say, hey, should we offer Susie Q the job? That's it. That's all you have to do. And what I meant, employers don't get back to me. Oh, there you go, Jenny. I was wondering. I was thinking, Australia, wow, that's pretty good. But do you see what she says right there? Employers don't get back to me. And the reason I wanted to do this show tonight was because it bothered me today. Two people, I took it to heart because I should have set the standards. And I'm not perfect. But what I'm saying is I'm going to set some standards going forward. Be honest, you know, and let's see what we got here. The applicant applies to 10 jobs, fastest employer wins. Correct. And that's where also they lose too, because if they don't, you're right there, the same thing. If they don't, somebody else has got them. Because now when I reach out to this next candidate and say, hey, I have that job for them, if they're irritated, I don't want to take a chance. They're not going to go. They are not going to go. And Bob says, Jack McCartney, exactly. So again, post your jobs. Okay, you've got a job right now. I'm going to post it tonight. You're going to come in tomorrow. You should have enough candidates. What's this? Steve, Jack McCartney, agreed. If you really look back, and I've talked to Steve about this before, sometimes you don't have to really post those jobs. And I'm going to tell you why, Steve, because you just reminded me of that. See, with Career Builder, I have, there's 7,000 applicants in the last couple of months. 7,000. Think of that, 7,000 applicants. Do you know how many you missed because if they didn't qualify? So what I've been doing lately is I go back and I send 25 emails at a time. Listen, you've applied in the past. This is what I have open. It's interesting. Go back into your tracking systems. Go back into your, go back in and look for qualified candidates. Look for the candidates that you just told on that phone, oh, we're going to keep you on file. Let me tell you, I would really love for somebody to show me that file, because I've been hearing that for, I don't want to say, but for a long time. I always wanted to say that for years, but where is the file? Now, some might have it in different skill sets. There's all different skill sets, because if you really have a hard to find position, you have somebody, you're going to keep that file. I guarantee you, you're going to have a nurse, RN, CNC machinist, engineers, IT. If you don't have an IT file, something's wrong with you. Do you have it for everybody else? Supervisor positions? Probably not. You know, it just doesn't make sense. So when you call the candidates, you'd be surprised the ones that I call, and I'm going to reach out to the other two, because now I'm going to make it a point. I don't want those two candidates being upset. I don't. This is why it's bothered me tonight, because I just wanted people that are watching this to share it, and I'm going to get off here, is make that uncomfortable call that you don't want. Because I can show you, I text all the way up to, here we go. I'm going to show you. So here we go. This was at 7:30 at night. I know, let's talk this week. I'll keep looking, but I feel when you return, right? So my response there is that you're texting. Why not respond back? Say, I'm sorry, they didn't choose you. I don't know why. I can ask, but they're not going to give me that answer. So that's why, like Bob, I'm going to take Bob. Bob did a video resume, and we've already reached out to 2 other companies, and we're going to hopefully find him one. But I got to get off here. But take the advice. It should not take no longer than 2 weeks to find somebody right now. You should set a standard right now, 2 weeks, that you're going to hold that job, hold your recruiters accountable or your hiring managers. You take vacation, put somebody in that place if you're going to be off for 3 days, because when you put in the office, I know, here I go. When you put on your email, while I'm out of the office for 4 days, that's wonderful. That's just wonderful. But please contact, if it's in reference to, put that note on there. If it's in reference to a job that you've posted that you're leaving, put that on the email. It doesn't take long to do an email signature. Put that on there. And then at least, at the minimal, at least, that candidate is going to sit there and say, well, the HR director is going to come back. But meanwhile, they've already been offered another position. So that makes you, the hiring manager, and myself the same way. If I don't want to have that conversation and work extra hard for that person, they're gone. Simple as that. They are gone. And it's the whole cycle over again. You're going to have to post that job because you didn't reach out to those other people. Because if you would have, guess what? You could have called Susie Q back there and said, hey, I do have this position. They didn't take it. Would you be willing to come back in? Yes. Wouldn't that be exciting? Wouldn't that make that person feel good knowing that they just got called back? And they're going to refer you. They're going to refer you another candidate and another employee because you did that one extra step for them. It's just like Bob. Can I find Bob a job? I'm going to try as hard as I can to do what I can do for him. Like I said, we've reached out to 2 companies. We're going to talk tomorrow. We, as a staffing company, are another tool. Don't always rely on the staffing companies. Don't. Take charge of it yourself also. Take charge of doing the follow-up. Call them. Hold them accountable. Hold that company accountable. You know, if you have to send another email, send another email and say, why have you not got back to me? That's it. Put them on the spot, because that would put me on the spot. If somebody says to me, why haven't you called me? Think about that. You're kind of pushing it back on that person. That would make me not want to. Let me tell you, that would not make me want to make sure I reach out to all those candidates as that I can, because I don't want an email like that, because there's your name. Whether what doesn't matter, staffing company, it doesn't matter. I'm results staffing, so I don't want people to say that he didn't do this. I can't afford it. And it's not because I'm a smaller company. All right, let's see what he says. Jenny, I sent my resume off yesterday and they have viewed my profile. How long shall I wait? I personally, Jenny, if you sent that off yesterday, I would give it like 3 to 4 days. But today is what, Wednesday or whatever, Thursday. Give it to like Tuesday. That's my advice. I would follow up as soon as you can. Hey, I sent my interview to you, my resume, I'm sorry. I just wanted to keep you notified that I'm very interested in that job, and they're going to remember that. So I would always say 3 to 5, and let's see, 5 to 10 days. All right, so see, Bob's saying 5 to 10 days. That's an iffy question, because you don't know, again, how busy the person is. And it's true, 5 to 10 days, but think about that also. 10 days, that's 2 weeks. Put it out there, call. It's hard to call, and it's hard to call people. And Bob said, look at that. We have a regular discussion tonight. Jenny Meek, you're welcome. So, but there's no right answer to that or wrong answer. You got to follow it. And Janie, if you reach out to me, I can do a video resume for you for free. And I work with clients in the UK also. You could do the video resume here like Bob just did. And if you reach out to me and tell me the companies you want to work for, it doesn't matter where in the world, I was about ready to turn to look for my globe. I can send, if you provide the emails to the companies, Janie, I can send that to them for you. That's what's great about video resumes. So on that point, everybody, thank you. And Bob, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Reach out. And Jenny, thanks a lot. We got Steve, and I think that was a good show there. So, and my God, look at everybody here. So thanks, everybody. Have a great night. It's 10:30. It's time to go to bed. Call it a day.